Sergeant Mara Kincaid planted her boots on the shrine's blood-worn stone and stared down the high priest. "Kneel, soft skin," the priest bellowed, his tentacles writhing. "All challengers kneel before the goddess of war." "I represent the United Earth Forces. We don't kneel." Gasps rippled through the cult's ranks. Thousands of Valkyrie warriors lined the vast chamber, their iridescent scales gleaming under torchlight. Chants swelled like a storm. From the elevated dais, Astroval rose. The alien champion towered 8 feet, her armored form etched with ritual scars. She gripped a curved obsidian blade, sacred, unbreakable, the symbol of her divine mandate. One hand held a spear tipped with glowing crystal. Her 4 eyes fixed on Kincaid. "You," Astroval intoned, voice amplified by the shrine's acoustics. "Human sergeant, you intrude on our right of blades. I name you my trial opponent. Face me, or your alliance flees in shame." The crowd erupted. Arena doors groaned shut behind Kincaid, massive slabs of alloy sealing with a hydraulic hiss. No escape, no weapons allowed beyond ritual arms, and humans brought none. Kael Var, the Coalition's Valkyrie liaison, edged closer from the delegation sidelines. His scales paled. "Sergeant, this is madness. The right demands blood. First blood ends it, but she never yields." Kincaid shot him a glance. "Record everything, Lieutenant. Stream it live to General Ochoa and Coalition Command. Now." Kael Var's manipulator claws fumbled for his comm device. He activated the holocam, its red light blinking, transmitting. "But if you draw blood, I won't." Kincaid unclipped her rifle sling. Standard issue, tough nylon weave, quick release buckle. She looped it twice, testing the cinch. A restraint, not a garrote. She dropped her empty sidearm holster to the stone, hands free. Astra Val leaped from the dais into the arena pit. Dust billowed. She leveled the spear. "Come, human. Show your frail gods why Valkyrie rule the void." Kincaid vaulted the low barrier, landing light. The pit measured 50 meters across, open sand, scattered ritual pillars for cover. No rules announced, but Kincaid clocked the patterns. Valkyrie favored sweeping arcs, multi-limb grapples. Astra's blade hummed with embedded plasma coils. "Touch it, lose a limb," the goddess charged. Spear thrust first, crystal tip blurring. Kincaid sidestepped. Sand sprayed. She felt the wind of it whistle past her ear. Astra spun, blade slicing horizontal. Kincaid dropped low, rolled under. The edge shaved sparks from a pillar inches away. Crowd roared approval. Kael Var's voice crackled over open comm. "Command acknowledges feed. General Ochoa orders. Survive. De-escalate. No fatalities." "Copy," Kincaid muttered. She popped up behind Astra, sling ready. The champion whirled faster than any human could track. Spear arced overhead. Kincaid dove sideways, tasting grit. Blade followed, carving a furrow where she'd stood. Up close, Astra stank of incense and ozone. Her lower arms clutched the weapons tight. "Ritual bound," they said. "Disarm her in public. Shatter her cult's faith." Massacre followed. Alliance crumbled. Kincaid didn't plan to disarm. She fainted left. Astra bit, spear stabbing. Kincaid looped the sling over the spear shaft mid-thrust, yanked hard. Astra snarled, hauling back. The weapon pulled Kincaid off balance, into blade range. She twisted with the momentum, used Astra's pull to vault onto the champion's back. Legs clamped around armored waist. Sling whipped around Astra's primary gripping arm. The blade arm. "Yield!" Kincaid growled into an ear ridge. Astra bucked like a shuttle in Atmo. Kincaid held, cinching the loop tighter. Not enough to disarm. Just immobilize. Blade arm pinned. Spear arm flailed. Astra dropped to one knee, slamming backward. Kincaid absorbed the impact on her spine, breath exploding out. Pain flared, but she hooked her elbow under Astra's chin ridge. Lower arms clawed at her. Kincaid jammed a knee into one joint, heard chitin crack. The goddess thrashed. Spear clattered free, allowed since it wasn't the sacred blade. Crowd hushed. Kael Var's transmission light pulsed steady. Cultists murmur. She's never been grounded. Astra roared, surged up, hurling Kincaid over her shoulder. Kincaid flew, tucked mid-air, landed in a combat roll. Sling still trailed from Astra's arm like a leash. Champion yanked it free, but too late. Kincaid closed distance. Ducked a wild overhead slash. Slid inside guard. Fist to solar plexus. Human instinct. Alien weak point from briefings. Astra gagged. Kincaid swept the legs. Astra toppled. Blade arm splayed. She pounced. Mounted the chest. Sling looped Astra's throat. Not tight. Just control. Free hand pinned the blade wrist to sand. 4 eyes glared up. Kill me, soft skin. Claim your glory. Kincaid leaned in. No kill. You yield. Doors open. Alliance holds. Astra bucked once more, muscles corded under scales. Then stilled. You mock me? I respect strength. Kincaid eased pressure. Fight smart, not bloody. That's human way. Silence gripped the shrine. Cultists leaned forward. High Priest's tentacles drooped. Astra's breath rasped. The blade remains mine. Kincaid nodded. Released the sling. Stood slow, hands visible. Empty. Astra rose unsteadied. Gripped her blade. No strike came. She raised it. Not an attack, but salute. Vertical. Pommel to brow. Doors hissed open. Kyle Var rushed forward, holocam still rolling. Sergeant, you... She yields without blood? Restraint, Kincaid said, brushing sand from fatigues. She eyed the liaison. His scales flushed deeper blue. Valkyrie for awe. Astra Vol stepped close. Towered over Kincaid, yet dipped her head. Human, your gods teach mercy as weapon. We... underestimated. High Priest approached, voice trembling. The right accepts. No incident. Alliance endures. Kincaid scanned the crowd. Warriors nodded, some mimicking Astra's salute. Respect, hard won. Kyle Var gripped her shoulder. Command hails you, hero. But General Ochoa says, tell the cult we're not done talking. Kincaid smirked. Outside, shuttles hummed, coalition fleet holding orbit, but deeper in the shrine, shadows stirred. Astra's gaze lingered, calculating. This trial ended, but the cult's provocations wouldn't. A runner burst through the doors. Goddess! Enemy raid on outer shrines. Coalition worlds hit. Astra's eyes hardened. She turned to Kincaid. Fight with us, soft skin? Kincaid met her stare. Kincaid lunged inside the spear's sweeping arc. Astra Vol's blade whistled past her ear, close enough to stir loose hairs. She jammed her forearm guard up hard against the haft. Valkyrie alloy met human composite with a teeth-rattling clang. The weapon locked. Astra twisted, mandibles flaring, her forearms flexed. 2 gripping the haft, 2 claws extended for the kill. Kincaid felt the pressure build. Sand shifted under her boots. She pivoted low, using the jam as leverage. Her free hand snapped to the sling loop dangling from the pommel. The crowd roared. Cultists stamped armored feet. High Priest's tentacles writhed on his dais. Kyle Var stood rigid at the arena edge, scales paling to warning yellow. His translator hissed, Sergeant, disengage. Ritual demands. Kincaid ignored him. She hooked the sling loop over her thumb. Wrenched with her hips. The twist yanked the haft sideways. Astra's top grip slipped. Kincaid pulled harder. The weapon tore free in one brutal motion. Momentum carried her forward. Astra staggered. Her claws slashed air. Kincaid dropped low, rolled under the strike. She exploded up behind the goddess. Knee drove into Astra's thigh joint. Soft spot under the chitin plate. Astra buckled. Kincaid hooked an arm around her neck ridge, yanked back. They crashed down. Sand sprayed. Kincaid pinned Astra's primary arms with her knees. The spear clattered free, blade glinting under shrine lights. Astra thrashed, her breath rasped hot against Kincaid's wrist guard. Claws gouged furrows in the arena floor. Kincaid raised her fist. Target. The pulsing throat slit. Valkyrie kill zone. 1 strike. Clean. The crowd expected it. Beheading next. Ritual decapitation to claim the goddess's power. High Priest chanted. Cultists leaned forward, tentacles quivering. She stopped short. Fist hovered an inch from the slit. Astra froze. Her compound eyes locked on Kincaid's. No fear. Calculation. Kincaid held position. Sweat stung her eyes. Astra outweighed her by 80 kilos, armored like a tank, but pinned, controlled. Kincaid eased off the throat, grabbed the spear instead. Rose slow, weapon in hand. Silence crashed over the arena. Cultists gaped. Kael'var's jaw unhinged. High Priest's chant choked off. Kincaid knelt, set the spear on the ground, blade pointed away, slid it back toward Astra. Haft first gripped toward her claws, voice steady. No taunt. Astra's claw closed on the haft. She rose unsteadied, gripped her blade. No strike came. She raised it, not in attack, but salute. Vertical, pommel to brow ridge. Doors hissed open. Kael'var rushed forward, holocam still rolling in his grip. Sergeant, you... She yields without blood? Restraint, Kincaid said. She brushed sand from her fatigues, eyed the liaison. His scales flushed deeper blue, Volcari for awe. Astraval stepped close, towered over Kincaid, yet dipped her head. Human, your gods teach mercy as weapon. We, underestimated. High Priest approached, voice trembled. The right accepts. No incident. Alliance endures. Kincaid scanned the crowd. Warriors nodded. Some mimicked Astra's salute. Respect. Part 1. She felt it settle. Not cheers, but weight. Kael'var gripped her shoulder. Command hails you hero, but General Ochoa says, tell the cult we're not done talking. Kincaid smirked. She flexed her forearm guard. Dense from the haft, minor. Her squad back on the shuttle would laugh, or worry. Outside, shuttles hummed. Coalition fleet held orbit. But deeper in the shrine, shadows stirred. Astra's gaze lingered. Calculating. This trial ended. The cult's provocations wouldn't. A runner burst through the doors, scaled hide slick with sweat. Goddess! Enemy raid on outer shrines. Coalition worlds hit. Astra's eyes hardened. Mandibles clicked. She turned to Kincaid. Fight with us, soft skin? Kincaid met her stare. Empty hands ready again. Lead on. Astra barked orders. Cultists surged from benches, grabbing ritual spears that doubled as pulse rifles. Kael'var tapped his comm. Sergeant, General Ochoa inbound. He wants eyes on this door. Tell him we're rolling, Kincaid cut in. She jogged after Astra. Sand gave way to stone corridors. Shrine alarms wailed. Hollow maps flickered. Red blips swarming outer defenses. Scarvath raiders, old enemies of the Volcari cult. Hitting supply lines. Coalition outposts tagged in the crossfire. Astra vaulted a barricade. Her forearms loaded a launcher. They mock our right. Take shrines. Your worlds burn collateral. Kincaid nodded, grabbed a fallen pulse carbine from a guard post, sighted it. Human standard sights, alien power cell, calibrated on the fly. Flank left, all cover center. Astra paused, eyed the carbine. Soft skin leads, improvises. Kincaid squeezed off a burst. Raider drone shredded midair. Sparks rained. Cultists fanned out. Astra charged the breach. Her spear lanced a Scarvath berserker, 12 feet of spiked fury. Blade pierced carapace. Raider howled. Kincaid slid into cover. A squad of raiders poured from a side tunnel. She snap-fired. Headshots. 2 down. Rude lunged. She sidestepped, cracked its knee with rifle butt, stomped the joint. Restraint again. No kill if surrender possible. It didn't. She finished it. Kael'var caught up, plasma pistol hot. Your form, flawless. Volcari trained decades for that. Marines train smart. Kincaid reloaded. Spotted Astra surrounded. 3 raiders closing. She threw her knife, hit a claw arm. Raider recoiled. Astra spun free, decapitated 2. Third fled. Astra saluted again, pommel to brow. Mercy in battle. Capability hidden. Explosions rocked the shrine. Outer defenses breached. Kincaid keyed her comm. Ocho. Kincaid. Raid confirmed. Holding with cultists. Request air support. Static crackled. General's voice. Negative, Sergeant. Fleets pinned. Buy time. Show them alliance works. Roger. She dropped 2 more raiders. Cultists rallied around her. No orders needed. They mirrored her fire discipline. Short bursts, cover shifts. Astra roared, led a counter-push. Kincaid flanked right, pinned a heavy with suppressive fire. Cultist grenades followed. Raider tank erupted. High Priest's voice boomed from speakers. Goddess ascends with human. Repel. Raiders faltered. One chieftain bellowed retreat. Scarvath melted into tunnels. Astra planted her spear. Turned to Kincaid. You fight as God. No humiliation. No excess. Kincaid wiped blood. Hers, not theirs, from a gash. Teamwork, not conquest. Kyle Var arrived panting. Scales vivid blue, scans clear, casualties light. Coalition intact. Astra dipped her head lower. Human restraint binds stronger than chains. Alliance endures. Kincaid shouldered the carbine. Shadows in the tunnel stirred again, raiders gone. But scouts, probes, she scanned, ready. Ochoa's shuttle touched down outside. Doors hissed. General strode in, flanked by Marines. Sergeant Kincaid. Report. All clear, sir. Cult's with us. Ochoa eyed Astra. Nodded. Good. Talks resume at dawn. Astra gripped her spear. Dawn, with softskins. Kincaid smirked, hands empty. But Fleet hummed above. Alliance sand exploded upward as Kincaid's boot slammed down. Hidden emitters hummed beneath the shrine pit's surface, invisible force fields shimmering where grains arced and vanished mid-air. She kicked again, tracing the beam paths. A grid snapped into her mind, 10 by 10 meters, laced with kill zones. Priests chanted from the shadowed balconies, their voices a rising drone. Astra Val stood across the pit, spear planted firm, her armored form etched in ritual gold. The alien champion's eyes locked on Kincaid, unblinking. No weapons allowed for the human. Just fatigues, boots, and a multi-tool clipped to her belt. Soft skin. Astra rumbled through the translator drone, hovering nearby. Survive the God's weave, or shatter the pact. Kincaid nodded once. No boasts. She scanned the edges. Kyle Var perched on a viewing dais, scales twitching, his liaison tablet glowing. General Ochoa watched from the coalition booth. Marines at his flanks. The war cult's high priest raised a staff. Hollow screens flickered to life across the shrine net, broadcasting to every Alliance world. The first field activated. Air rippled. Kincaid sidestepped a cutter beam that would have bisected her torso. Sand sprayed as she kicked more to confirm gaps. Emitters buried shallow, flush with the pit floor. Coalition feeds praised the trial's purity. Cult lies. Astra circled left, spear low. Her ritual bound her. No direct strike until Kincaid faltered. But the priests served her. Astra flicked a gauntleted hand. Subtle, the high priest nodded. Gravity surged. The pit floor crushed upward like a vice. Kincaid's knees buckled. 3Gs slammed her chest. Lungs burned. Sand compacted to stone underfoot. She bit down on her tongue's edge. Pain sharpened focus. Dropped prone. Clawed forward through the vice. Emitters whined louder. A beam grazed her shoulder. Searing fabric but missing flesh. She rolled left, into a mapped safe lane. Astra's eyes widened a fraction. Spears of light stabbed down, converging. Kincaid crawled. Multi-tool. Out. Thumb flicked it to pry mode. Kael'var's claws tapped furiously on his tablet. Cheat signatures, he hissed to Ochoa. Gravity modulators. Not ritual weave. The lizard-like officer overrode the shrine feed with a priority ping. Coalition net lit up. Witness. Cult tampering. Broadcast live. Shrine erupted in shouts. Priests faltered mid-chant. Hollow screens split. Raw scans overlaying the pit. Emitters pulsing red. Kincaid reached the nearest housing. Buried emitter cap. Seamless alloy. Gravity clawed her back, pinning her ribs. She wedged the tool's edge in. Twisted. Metal groaned. Snapped free. One field died. Relief washed her arms. She lunged to the next. Astra bellowed. Priests, cease! But momentum ruled. Surge peaked at 5Gs. Kincaid's vision tunneled. Muscles screamed. She snapped the second housing. Fields flickered. Sand loosened. She surged up. Boots digging in. Astra halted her circle. Spear tip dipping. Respect gleamed in those alien eyes. No advance. The champion watched Kincaid dismantle the trap node by node. High Priest lunged for a control altar. Kael'var's Marines, coalition enforcers, blocked him. Trial voided, Kael'var declared over the net. Human endures. Cult cheats. Kincaid stood amid dying fields, chest heaving. 9 emitters cracked open, tools embedded like flags. She wiped sweat, met Astra's gaze. Traps down. Trials fair now? Astra's mandibles clicked. She thrust her spear skyward. Fair. And proven. Priests knelt. Coalition feeds exploded with alien chatter. Scarvath awe, Vorthan cheers, humans humble, endure. Ochoa leaned to Kael'var. Alliance holds? The liaison scales flushed deep blue. Stronger. Your sergeant. She maps God's weaves blind. Kincaid sheathed her tool, pit silent save for settling sand. Astra approached, empty hands spread. No disarmament. Authority intact. Soft skin leads. We follow in pact. But shadows stirred at the shrine's tunnel mouths. Scouts? Reinforcements? Kincaid's hand hovered near her belt, ready. The high priest rose, staff trembling. Goddess, the weave. Astra silenced him with a glare. Weave, broken by truth, human truth. She turned to Kincaid. Walk with me. To counsel. Kincaid fell in step. Boots crunched over shattered emitters. Kael'var joined. Tablet secured. Broadcast secured all worlds. Cult exposed. No massacre. Ochoa signaled his Marines. They formed up loose. Non-threatening. Alliance shuttles hummed outside. Fleet orbiting vigilant. Deeper in the shrine halls, cultists knelt as they passed. Whispers rippled. She crawled the vice. Unbowed. Astra's voice dropped low. My authority, never disarmed. You granted that. Kincaid shrugged. No need, we build, not break. Kael'var's tail flicked approval. Restraint. Humans wielded like blades. Council chamber loomed ahead, doors parted. War cult elders waited, faces ashen. Astra planted her spear center pit. Pact endures. On human terms. Kincaid stood beside her. No podium, no crown. Just presence. Elders bowed heads. One rasped. Goddess speaks truth. Alliance binds. Ochoa entered last. Talks now. Full integration. Butta elders come pinged. Urgent. Raiders mass at outer rim. Scarvath fleet probes. Kincaid tensed. Her carbine waited in the shuttle. Hands itched. Astra gripped her spear. We fight together. No trials. Real war. Kael'var synced feeds. Coalition mobilizes. Kincaid nodded. Competence first. Restraint second. Violence last. They moved, as one. Alliance forged in sand and surge. Hours blurred into prep. Kincaid checked her squad's gear in the hangar bay. Cultists integrated seamless loading mags, calibrating alien rifles to human specs. No egos. Just rhythm. Astra oversaw her warriors nearby, glanced over. Your Marines mirror us now. Teamwork, Kincaid said, learned it young. Kael'var approached, scans in hand. Raiders vector here. Heavy assault. Probes were bait. Ochoa barked orders. Sergeant, take point with Val's vanguard. Hold the choke. Roger. Kincaid shouldered her carbine. Felt right. Astra hefted her spear plasma hybrid, side by side. They launched. Shuttles screamed into void. Scarvath raiders swarmed. Brutal wedges, void shields flaring. First contact. Enemy corvette bucked under combined fire. Human kinetics synced with cult disruptors. Shields cracked. Kincaid called targets. Heavy port side. Suppress. Cultists obliged. Astra speared a drone swarm. Plasma blooming. Raiders broke formation. Awe rippled their comms. Intercepted. Softskins endure. Goddess fights with them. Kael'var relayed from command. Fleet free. Support inbound. One raider ship closed. Rams primed. Kincaid's shuttle danced evasive. She braced a port cannon. Fired bursts. Hit vents. Ship vented Admo. Spun dead. Astra's voice over link. Precision. Not fury. Enough to win, Kincaid replied. Choke secured. Raiders routed. Back at Shrine, Dawn's successor glowed. Elders signed pacts. Full alliance. Ochoa clasped Kincaid's shoulder. You bought it all. She holstered her tool. We all did. Astra dipped her head. Respect earned. In vice and void. Kael'var smiled. Rare for his kind. Humans. Astra Val thrust her plasma spear forward. The blade hummed inches from Kincaid's throat. Kincaid sidestepped, grabbed the haft mid-swing, twisted her hips. The weapon flew from Astra's grip, skidding across polished obsidian. The war goddess dropped to one knee. Her ritual armor steamed from proximity burns. She extended an empty palm. Finish it, human. Grant the void-honored death. My cult demands it. Kincaid held her carbine steady, the shrine's holocam's word, broadcasting to every coalition world. 10,000 cultists encircled the dueling ring, blades raised in chant. Elders loomed on thrones, eyes like fusion cores. No kill. Not here. Kincaid keyed her throat mic, live feed patched through. Ceasefire clause, Article 47, Coalition Accord, ritual trials halt on first disarm. Broadcast confirms. Duel ends now. Murmurs erupted. Cultists gripped hilts tighter. An elder snarled through translator drone. Blasphemy. The goddess must spill blood or fall. Kael'var's voice crackled in Kincaid's earpiece, from the human delegation's vantage. Sergeant, they're baiting. One wrong word, and this sparks the massacre they've primed. Kincaid scanned the ring. Astra's face twisted. Defeat's shame, not pain. Her authority hung by this thread, disarmed in public never before. The cult's provocation ploy, force a human kill, shatter alliance packs fresh from the raider route. General Ochoa cut in. Calm steel.
Hold discipline, Kincaid. Buy us the out.
Astra rose slow, picked up her spear, reversed it. Hilt first. You mock our right. Finish the duel, strike true, or my warriors deem you coward. Their blades will answer. Crowd roared, blades clashed in rhythm. Holocams zoomed tight, Kincaid's face galaxy-wide. Kincaid lowered her carbine, slung it, stepped closer. Empty hands. One disarm proves capability. Your law binds you to honor it. Astra's eyes narrowed. My authority bleeds with this weapon lost. Finish, or cultists riot. Blood for the void. Kincaid met her gaze. Saw the fracture. Icon versus survivor.
Change the condition. Second disarm seals victory.
No death. No massacre. Gasps rippled. Astra froze. Spear trembled in grip. Elder barked. Impossible. Goddess never yields twice. Kincaid raised her voice. Broadcast amp boosted it. Coalition law allows right adaptation for mutual survival. Article 47, Subclause 9. Agree or forfeit your challenge. Live feed witnesses. Cultists faltered. Chants stuttered. Kael'var whispered. Urgent. Elders confer. She's cornered. Authority demands she fight, not beg death. Astra's jaw clenched. She leveled the spear. Plasma tip flared blue. Agreed. Second disarm. Fail. And I take your head. Kincaid nodded. Circled left. Shrine air thick with incense and ozone. Footing slick from earlier plasma spatters. Astra lunged first. Spear arced high, faint to low thrust. Kincaid ducked. Felt heat singe her vest. Grabbed mid-haft again. But Astra yanked back, wiser now. Spun the blade reverse. Kincaid pivoted inside. Elbow jammed Astra's wrist joint. Heard the alien pop. Resilient cartilage, not break. Spear spun free once more. Clattered at Elder's feet. Silence crashed. Astra staggered, knelt again. Chest heaved, no plea this time. Eyes locked on Kincaid's. Kincaid stepped back. Snapped a crisp salute, palm to brow, then out. Victory yours in alliance. Stand, goddess. Astra blinked, rose unsteadied. Retrieved her spear. No taunt met silence. Cultists lowered blades, one by one. Holocams caught it all. Cheers built slow, then thundered. Kael'var pushed through cordon. Scans beeping neutral. Readings stable. No bio triggers for riot. You rewrote their right. Kincaid unslung her carbine. And checked chamber out of habit. Rules bend when they save lives. Ochoa approached. Marines flanking. Clapped her shoulder. Broadcasts flipping them. Coalition nets light up. Human restraint shames gods. Cult elders signal parley. Astra sheathed her spear. Dipped head low. Ritual bow. You disarmed death twice, without fury. My cult witnesses, respect forged. Kincaid returned the nod. Teamwork next time, not trials. Elders descended. One extended gauntlet. Pact seal glowed active. Alliance binds eternal. Human way. Integrates. Crowd parted. Shuttles hummed inbound. Kael'var fell in step beside Kincaid. His scales flushed rare approval hue. I mistrusted your kind. Soft skins, we called. Now, Void take me, you endure by not breaking others. Kincaid shouldered gear, felt the weight lighter, learned young. Competence holds the line, restraint wins the war. But comms pinged urgent, Raider remnants vectored back, fleet signatures spiking. Astra gripped her spear anew, they return. Side by side, Kincaid racked around, roger that. The shrine's glow faded behind. Shuttles screamed launch, cultists boarded with Marines, blades beside carbines, Kyle Var strapped in opposite. This changes everything. Kincaid checked her squad's feeds. All green. Just starting. Raiders hit atmosphere hard. First salvo lit the sky. Kincaid called fire missions. Suppress heavies. Vanguard. Flank left. Astra's voice synced seamless. Disruptors primed. Goddess leads with human steel. Shields flared. Impacts shook hulls. Kincaid braced a breach port, fired precise, vented enemy drives. One corvette listed. Dead in atmo. Cultists whooped. She endures. Spear and shot as one. Ochoa from command shuttle. Choke inbound. Hold for fleet link-up. Enemy wedge tightened. Plasma lanced close. Astra speared a boarding drone mid-air. Kincaid covered her reload. Precision goddess. Restraint's edge. Astra shot back. Thrust home. Raiders buckled. Wreckage rained. Coalition signatures bloomed. Full alliance. Strike force. Back on ground. Shrine packed anew. Elders knelt this time. Astra raised spear high. Human right joins ours. No more trials. Only void shared. Kincaid stood front rank, saluted the holocams. Galaxy watched. Kale Var leaned close. Your general speaks truth. You bought it all, not alone, Kincaid said. Holstered tool. Squad grinned behind. But a shadow pinged scopes, deep void anomaly. Raider Queen's ship. Astra's eyes hardened. Next war calls. Kincaid nodded. We're ready. The pact sealed deeper. Respect burned brighter than plasma. But voids whispered threats unborn. Cult forges rang through night. Blades etched human grips. Marines trained aside. Kincaid demoed disarms. Laughter echoed. Ochoa pulled her aside. Cult's provocation failed. You turned their trap. Improvised, Kincaid replied. Like always, dawn broke. Fleet sortied. Human calm met alien fury. Alliance unbreakable. Yet scanners whispered queenship cloaked inbound. True test loomed. Astra clasped forearm. Disarm the stars together? Kincaid gripped back. Count on it. Void awaited. Restraint's blade sharpest. Gunfire cracked the shrine's exit corridor. Sergeant Mara Kincaid shoved Kale Var sideways. Bullets ricocheted off ferrocrete walls. Human squad hit the deck. Alien elders screamed and scattered. Ambush! Kincaid barked. She yanked Kale Var behind a support pillar. His scales paled under the strobing flashes. Stay down, liaison. Kale Var clutched his translator pad. Cult radicals, they frame you. Muzzle bursts lit the shadows. The 4 positions. Kincaid timed the flashes, steady rhythm. Cult gunmen, hidden in upper vents, slagged their own exit to pin the blame. Her squad returned fire, controlled bursts. Suppress high left, Kincaid called. Privat, Reyes nailed a silhouette. Screech echoed. But the corridor dead-ended 50 meters ahead. No exits. Trapped rats in a ritual kill box. One dead human, and the galaxy's feeds would scream, massacre. Alliance shattered. Kincaid scanned her belt. Frag grenade. Useless here. But the cap. Dense alloy. Pressure sealed. She twisted it off. Packed it with spare chem pellets from her medkit. Improv smoke burst. Cover me. She rolled out. Bullets chipped the pillar. Squad laid suppressing fire. Kincaid hurled the cap. It bounced true, into the vent mouth. Hiss erupted. Thick smoke billowed, chemical thick, choking the air. Gunmen coughed. Flashes stuttered. Move! Left flank! Kincaid sprinted low, dragged a wounded elder clear. Her boot caught a shell casing. She pivoted. Fired from hip. Another gunman dropped, weapon clattering. Kale Var peeked out. You marked them blind. Timing, Kincaid grunted. She keyed her comm. Ochoa, cult hit squad. Framing play. Holding fire. General Ochoa's voice crackled. Confirmed. No kills if avoidable. Fleets inbound, 5 mics. Kincaid de-escalate. Easy orders. Hard ground truth. Smoke thinned. A gunman burst through. Blade drawn. Kincaid sidestepped, disarmed him with a wrist lock. Textbook. No break. He hit the deck, gasping. Her squad mirrored. Non-lethal takedowns. Restraint under fire. But the corridor bottlenecked. Gunmen massed at the far end. Plasma whined closer. Kael'var's eyes widened. Humans fight like ghosts. No rage. Why? Win smart, Kincaid said. She popped her last chem tab into the cap's remnants. Second toss. More smoke flooded. Then, a new voice boomed. Ostraval. Halt! The goddess of war strode into the haze. Spear leveled, not at Kincaid, but her own. Cult gunman froze. Her guards flanked her, blades high. Astra's gaze pierced the smoke, locked on Kincaid. Stand down, all. Gunman hesitated. One twitched. Astra's spear flashed, pinned his rifle to the wall. I said stand down. They dropped weapons. Clatter echoed. Kincaid's squad held fire. Tension hummed. Kael'var rose slow. Goddess. They attacked humans. Frame the alliance. Astra cut him off. My cult's shame. Radicals twist the right. She faced Kincaid. You spared them. No blood rage. Why? Kincaid holstered her sidearm. Dead cultists spark war. Live ones learn. She nodded to the disarmed gunman. Trial's over. We won clean. Astra's mandibles clicked. Approval. She turned to her guards. Bind them. For Elder's judgment. Then to Kincaid. Your general warned me. Provocation test. You passed. Ochoa patched in. Goddess. Scanners ping queenship. Cloak dropping. This was distraction. Astra gripped her spear. Then we ended together. Kincaid's squad reformed. Reyes wiped blood from a graze, grinned. Sarge, that cap trick? Gold. Kael'var stared at Kincaid. Distrust melted to awe. Humans restrain God's fury. Respect earned. But alarms wailed. Shrine scopes lit red. Queenship decloaked. Massive raider spines glowing. Boarding pods launched. Astra raised her spear. To the line. Kincaid checked her mag. Squad fell in. Corridor cleared. But Void War called. No massacre. Alliance held. Restraint's victory. Yet the Queen's shadow loomed larger. Pods inbound. True trial. Ignited. Kincaid led the charge out. Calm steps. Improv ready. Kael'var matched pace. Teach me that timing. Watch close, Kincaid said. Plasma bloomed outside. They hit the hangar. Fighters screamed launch. Astra vaulted a barricade. Kincaid covered her 6. Gunfire still echoed faint. Cult radicals secured, but Queenship's beams swept the shrine dome. Ochoa roared over comms. Kincaid! Intercept pods at grid 3. On it, she waved squad forward. Improvised barricades rose, crates, elder carts. Weapons hot, but aimed skyward. A pod slammed down, hatches blew, raiders poured. Kincaid marked flashes again. Flank left. Squad poured fire. Precise. Raiders faltered. Astra speared the lead drone. Human edge. Kael'var fired his sidearm. Hit true. Like you taught. Pod breached. Kincaid rolled in. Disarmed the Queen's vanguard. No kill. Pinned. Raiders broke. Fled to shadows. But the ship fired again. Dome cracked. Fleet link up, Ochoa yelled. Coalition signatures bloomed. Kincaid pulled Kael'var from debris. Told you. Ready. Astra clasped her arm. Disarm the Queen next? Kincaid nodded. Count on it. Pods rained thicker. Restraint sharpened to blade. Alliance surged. Queen's ship loomed. Voids whispered endgame. They charged into fire. Competence carved respect eternal. Astraval dropped to one knee before Sergeant Mara Kincaid, her spear clattering to the shattered hangar deck. The alien champion's right arm hung limp, dislocated from spearing the Queen's last drone. Plasma scorch marks scarred the dome above. Coalition troops froze mid-step. Kael'var gaped from the barricade line. Even the routed cult raiders peeked from shadows, transfixed. Kincaid knelt too. Ignoring the stares, she gripped Astra's wrist with steady hands. Breathe out. This'll hurt. Astra hissed through clenched fangs.
Human, you saved my flank.
Take the blood debt. No debt. Kincaid rotated the arm in one smooth pull. Bone popped back into socket. Astra gasped, then flexed her fingers. Strength returned. The Alliance murmured. A Val war goddess knelt first, never before witnessed. Kincaid stood, slinging her rifle. Fight's not done. Pods still dropping. Astra rose fluidly. Scooped her spear. Her eyes locked on Kincaid's. Fierce respect burned there. You mend what I break. Come. The altar awaits. She gripped Kincaid's forearm in iron clasp. No choice given. Kincaid matched the grip. Squad fell in behind as Astra led through the breached dome. Cult banners smoldered. Queen ship's shadow passed overhead. Beams lancing distant streets. Kale Var jogged up, sidearm holstered.
Sergeant, recording secured.
Queen Vanguard confessed. Cult rigged the emitters. Citywide jam on fleet comms. Send to Ochoa, Kincaid said. He'll handle sanctions. Kale Var nodded sharp. He peeled off toward the command skiff. Data crystal clutched tight. Astra's stride ate ground. Shrine spires loomed ahead, etched with ritual scars. Crowds parted. Coalition soldiers, local elders, even humbled cultists. Whispers rippled. The human mends the goddess. They reached the war altar, obsidian platform ringed by emitter pylon. Hollow feeds broadcast live to the fleet. Astra vaulted the steps. Kincaid followed, boots thudding firm. Astra faced the crowd, spear raised high. Witness. This human pierced the veil. She disarmed without slaughter. Mended my blade arm. By right of Vol, I name her Blade Sister. She slammed spear butt to stone. Blood oath dripped from her palm, smeared onto Kincaid's knuckles. Crowd roared. Coalition banners dipped in salute. Awe rippled outward. Kincaid kept stance neutral. No bow. No gloat. Honor accepted. Now, help end this. Astra leaned close, voice low. The Queen flees. But emitters shield her pods. Kincaid eyed the pylons. Blue fields hummed, scrambling signals. Command codes. Yours. Shut them grid-wide. Astra hesitated. Ritual bound her, code sacred, never shared. But Kincaid's calm gaze held no demand. Only fact. Blade Sister asks. Astra tapped her bambrace. Glyphs flickered. Link your wrist comp. Kincaid synced. Data flooded. Override keys. Node maps. City grid lit up. Shrine emitters pulsed red. Done. Astra grinned fangs. Strike true. Kincaid signaled squad. Flank the pylons. Non-lethal if possible. Squad. Mark targets. Troops fanned out. Cult holdouts emerged from alcoves. Blades drawn. One lunged at Kincaid. Fanatic with vibro dagger. She sidestepped. Locked his elbow. Flipped him face down. Zip ties snapped on wrists. Stay down. Astra speared a pylon base. Sparks flew. Field flickered. Kincaid punched code into nearest emitter. Hum died. Coalition comms crackled alive. Ochoa to all units. Fleet inbound. Pods locked. More cultists charged. Astra's spear whirled. Disarmed two without kill. Kincaid covered. Flashbangs rolling. Blasts stunned lines. Squad advanced precise. Takedowns clean. Kale Var's voice burst over Kincaid's calm. Sergeant, Ochoa approves. Sanctions on cult leadership. Recording sealed the deal. They saw your restraint. No massacre. Good copy. Kincaid keyed the final code. Last emitter winked out. Queen ship's engines flared. Evasive. Too late. Coalition fighters screamed in. Missiles blooming. Astra planted spear beside Kincaid. Shoulder flexed perfect. Your way wins worlds, Blade Sister. Violence breaks. Restraint binds. Crowd chanted now. Blade Sister. Blade Sister. Kincaid scanned the grid. Pod smoked ruins. Alliance held. She nodded to Astra. We bind together. But skiff engines whined distant. Queen escaped. Voids whispered revenge. General Ochoa's voice cut comms. Kincaid. Cult demands rematch. Alter rights. You in? She glanced at Astra. Goddess nodded once. Always, Kincaid said. Pods reigned no more. Restraint echoed louder. Kael'var burst from the command skiff, crystal delivered. He saluted Ochoa in the flickering holodome. General. Full record. Kincaid's squad pinned Vanguard. No fatalities. Cult-provoked emitters their trap. Ochoa reviewed feeds. Kincaid's takedown, shoulder reset, alter right. Humans moved like water. Adapt, contain, endure. Sanctions granted, Ochoa rumbled. Coalition Council votes in 30. Cult disarmed diplomatically. Kael'var bowed. She taught me timing. Humans, extraordinary. Back at the altar, Kincaid synced final codes. Emitters dark. Astra clasped her shoulder. Gentle now. Codes flow free, Astra said. But Queen's shadow lingers. Her cult hives stir off world. Kincaid checked ammo, with squad reformed tight. We track. Together. Alliance eyes followed her. Awe settled deep. Not for blood spilled, for blood spared. Queen's signal pinged faint. Rally call. Kincaid's wrist comp locked it. Next trial brewed. Astra vaulted down altar steps. Spear gleamed. Lead, sister. Kincaid charged first. Competence called. Restraint answered. But in the throng, a cultist slipped free. Dagger glinted toward Astra's back. Kincaid spun. Tackled him midair. Pinned, alive. Crowd gasped anew. Goddess safe, human humble, respect carved eternal. Pods forgotten, alliance forged. Ochoa watched feeds, smiled grim. That's how we win wars. Kael'var echoed, yes, by not losing ourselves. Emitters silenced. Queen hunted. Blade sisters charged into gathering storm. Restraint's blade cut deepest. Kincaid's boot slammed into the shrine tunnel's pressure plate. Ancient stone groaned. A gravity emitter hummed to life overhead, yanking her squad upward like puppets on strings. Down, she barked. Squad dropped prone. Joint team. Blade sisters and human grunts mirrored her. Low-G flips and cultist guards tumbling into view, spears flailing. Kincaid rolled. Carbine barking suppressed rounds. 2 guards dropped, limbs twitching, non-lethal tranks. No blood on holy ground. Astraval vaulted beside her, spear thrusting precise. Pinned a 3rd guard without killing. Tunnels fork ahead. Emitter map. Left branch first. Kincaid nodded, wrist comp glowing with the hacked layout. Coalition intel, human cracked. Emitters laced the shrine like veins. Disable them. Cut the cult's citywide ritual lock. Provoke no massacre, flank left. Sisters center. Grunts rear cover. She signaled. Team surged. Kael'var's voice crackled in her earpiece. Sergeant, broadcast primed. Your signal. Hold. Kincaid hissed. Tunnel narrowed. Biolume vines pulsed warnings. She traced the map overlay. Next emitter 50 meters. Cultist chants echoed from side shafts. War hymns, Queen's cult rallying. A blade sister stumbled, gravity node spiking. Kincaid grabbed her harness, yanked her flat. Breathe steady, we flow through. Astra's eyes gleamed in the glow. You map their traps like breath. Practice. Kincaid grinned tight. Squad pressed. Emitter chamber loomed. 4 cultists manned it. Robes embroidered with Queen's coils. They spun. Plasma lances charging. Kincaid's team hit first. Sisters' spears flashed. Disarms. Grunt's tasers zipped. Guards crumpled. Bound in seconds. She slapped the emitter's access panel. Human fingers danced codes. Node whined down. Gravity normalized. 1 down. Kincaid keyed comms. Kael'var, green light. City sirens wailed. Hollow screens flickered alive across the spires. Every plaza. Every shrine. Cheating footage looped. High priest rigging Astra's ritual duel. His bribes to off-world hives. Queen's puppet strings exposed. Kael'var's transmission cut in. Broadcast live. Cult fractures now. Kincaid's comp pinged. Loyalist chatter exploding. Chaos above. Perfect timing. Push core shaft. She led on. Tunnels branched wild, but map held true. Second emitter. Ambush waited. Cult elites. Queen-tattooed berserkers. Barreled from vents. Axes whirling in micro-G bursts. Astra met them head-on. Spear parried too. Kincaid flanked. Carbine stunning the third mid-leap. Shoulder throbbed from earlier reset, but she ignored it. Grunt Ramirez covered rear. Sarge, heavies incoming. Wall panels slid. Armored priest acolytes. Gravity whips cracking. Kincaid dove. Suppress emitters. Sisters, breach! Astra shattered a whip with her spear haft. Kincaid rolled under a lash. Planted trunk in the acolyte's thigh. He spasmed. Dropped. Team. Swarmed. Emitters fried under synchronized hacks. Human tech meshing alien runes. Chants faltered citywide. Broadcast hammered home. Priest's lies. Kincaid wiped sweat. 2 birds. Core next. Deeper tunnels reeked of incense and ozone. Map showed the heart. High Priest's sanctum. Last node guarded by his inner circle. Vibrations shook stone. Shouts above. Loyalists turning. Astra gripped her shoulder. He cowers there. My throne stolen by his cheats. Kincaid check squad. All breathing. We ended clean. Sanctum doors loomed, etched with goddess wars. Priests loyalists massed inside, 50 strong. Lances live. Kael'var's voice urgent. Council watches feeds. Ochoa holds sanctions. No kills, Kincaid. Roger. She signaled breach. Doors exploded inward. Sisters charges. Team poured through. High Priest stood central. Atop Rundace. Astra's throne. Defiled. Gravity node pulsed beneath, anchoring his ritual web. You dare, Priest snarled. Sidearm drawn. Human make. Black market. Queen rises. Astra advanced. Spear level. Loyalists formed wedge. Kincaid's squad fanned. Goal. Node disable. Conflict. Fanatics. No massacre. Priest fired wild. Bolts scorched air. Sisters' shields deflected. Kincaid zigzagged. Carbine picking stun targets. 3 down. Grunts mirrored. Astra closed. Your cheats broadcast Vorak. Kneel. Loyalists charged. Spears clashed. Whips cracked. Kincaid flanked Dias. Map pinpointed node core. Priest swung at her. Sidearm muzzle flash. She ducked. Tackled low. Pinned his arm. No kill shot. Yield. He bucked. Loyalists swarmed. Astra roared challenge. Spear danced. Disarmed 5 in blur. No deaths. Restraint honed. Ramirez yelled, "Node exposed!" Kincaid rolled free. Priest's sidearm skittering. She lunged to panel. Fingers flew. Final codes. Node screamed. Died. Gravity crashed normal. Loyalists staggered. Whips inert. City emitters flatlined everywhere. Priest lunged for Astra. Dagger out. Kincaid intercepted. Tackle clean. Pinned him face down. Astra loomed over. Crowd of loyalists froze. Holofeeds capturing all. You rigged my trials. Astra stripped his rank cords. One by one. Exiled. Queen's lies end. Loyalists knelt. No fight left. Broadcast looped his shame. Kincaid rose. Scooped Priest's sidearm. Held it out. Gripped first to Astra. Proof. Restraint incarnate. Astra took it. Clasped Kincaid's forearm. Sister bond. Throne reclaimed. By your hand. Spared. Kael'var burst in. Coalition guards behind. Feeds viral. Council votes alliance intact. General Ochoa's voice patched through. Kincaid. Exemplary. Pods inbound for Queen Trace. Squad cheered quiet. Aliyah stared. Blade sisters bowed deep. Awe in their eyes. Human normal. Improvise. Contain. Spare. Priest dragged off, muttering defeat. Astra vaulted throne. Spear high. Sisters. Hunt the Queen's shadow. With humans. Kincaid synced comp to Astra's. Off-world signals locked. Next raid brewed. But wrist comp pinged anomaly. Queen's hive signal spiked. Ambush vector on Alliance fleet. Alliance forged tighter. Restraints respect burned bright. Kincaid charged lead. Capability called. War cult broken. Massacre averted. One shadow lingered. Queen rallied exiles. Blades ready. Humans humble vanguard. Ochoa watched distant feeds. Nodded. She doesn't conquer. She elevates. Kael'var beside him. Goddess bows to Sergeant. Respect earned. Storm gathered off-world. Kincaid's team potted up. Astra at her side. Lead, sister, Astra said. Kincaid hit launch. Stars blurred. Competence cut deeper than blades. Queen's trap snapped shut. Fleet signatures incoming. Kincaid's comp blared warning. Horde ships decloaked. Battle joined.